Relationships at Work, the leadership guide to creating a workplace we love. I'm your host, Russel Lolacher, a communications and leadership nerd with a couple of decades of experience and a whole heap of curiosity on how we can make the workplace a better place. If you're a leader trying to understand and improve your impact on work culture and the employee experience, well, you're in the right place. Every week on the show, I talk with local or global leaders on topics that are here to help us improve the workplace. We've tackled so many topics over the last, I guess we're at about 2 years? Almost 2 years now? Negativity, culture renovation, communication, empathy, activism, burnout from some of the most brilliant brains across our globe. I've talked to some amazing international and around the corner experts, and I've been humbled by how much they've shared with me and with you. So stick around. We're going to continue that trend. And now, as an added bonus, we'll also be sharing an additional episode pulled from the pages of our weekly Raw Note, which you can still subscribe to. It's just a quick and valuable bit of information under 10 minutes on top of our regular show. So the Raw Note that I'm passing on to you this week is: recognition isn't a checked box. Take a minute and think about this. How important do our organizations view employee recognition? And how much of a priority is it to be a part of the company culture? Because saying it is great. Doing it, two very different things. I wanted to start this episode by first defining employee recognition, because if you're a fan of the show, you know I'm all about the definitions. But in doing so, it actually reinforced the problem I'm trying to illustrate when I did a little Google search. That recognition is not a checkbox. It is not something you just do as a to-do list. It has to be organic, meaningful, intentional, heartfelt. Okay, so I did do a quick Google search and found that the definition of recognizing employees is only in recognizing efforts and behavior that is linked to the company's purpose, mission, and values. What the hell? So look at this in the moment, okay? A team member does an amazing job for us by maybe dropping everything to put together a slide deck or a spreadsheet for some unrealistic deadline, or at least a really intense one. So unless any of that is an example of a keyword or phrase from the company's purpose, mission, or values, do we say nothing? Innovation? Nope. Authentic? Nah. Integrity? Not really. Collaboration? Fun? Customer-centric? Not in this case. So FYI, I Googled generic corporate values, and innovation, authentic, integrity, collaboration, fun, and customer-centric were like the top 6 of ones that were generic. Anyway, wrong. I get the importance of purpose and mission and values. I absolutely do. But people are not obvious when it comes to those boxes. Sometimes we do a great job and we should just be recognized for doing a great job. It's situations like this that make me think, should we only thank staff because a performance review said we should? Or because it's in a communications plan as a leader going, okay, in order to checkbox employee engagement, I need to give out 3 kudos this week. It's sad to say, but sometimes that is the case because those leaders in those positions don't intuitively know to do these things. They're not in that position because they're a great leader. They're in that position because they fixed a problem or they checked a box. So to really encourage the behavior that is linked to really meaningful employee recognition, that skill set isn't necessarily always there. Employee recognition is recognizing our people for doing great work, for being great humans, work-related or not work-related. I want to point that out too. We can give kudos for people for just being great people, even if it's outside of work. Maybe they did something for charity. Oh, wait, that's not part of our purpose, mission, vision. Who cares? Humans gotta be humans. If we want to use words like belonging, which we certainly like to, then we need to look at the person, the whole person, and recognize them for their achievements, behaviors, and efforts. And not only do so because of some conditions we've attached to it. Recognizing your employees for what they do and how they do it is essential for improving morale, motivation, productivity, retention rates, company culture, engagement. You want some stats? I got some stats. Deloitte found recognition increases employee engagement, productivity, and performance by 14%. Gallup said employees who only receive recognition a few times a year from leaders are 5 times more likely to be actively disengaged at work. You hear that? They only receive recognition a few times. If they get a lot of it, well, that turns it around. Reward Gateway did a study in Australia that found 63% of employees would rather work where they were praised and thanked than for a company paying them 10% more, but no praise. So let's do better. Sure, you should look into an employee recognition program. I'm not saying that those aren't valuable and shouldn't be part of the process, the DNA of an organization. But that's prescriptive. That's a reminder. It will also show C-suite is invested in recognition by implementing a program like this. But it doesn't really showcase us as leaders, knowing and fostering the relationships at work with our team and colleagues. We need to make it personal, sincere, relevant. Now, what could that look like? Instead of speaking at a staff event with generic remarks, tell a single story of how working with somebody helped you in your employee journey as a leader and made the organization better. How about instead of a generic best wishes on a birthday card or a congrats on some milestone note, leave a note about their family, a personal story of their achievement, or a project you're looking forward to working with them on. Personalize it. How about this one? After a branch meeting, when one of your team members asks a really difficult but important question, maybe they asked a question that made some people feel uneasy because it was such a raw and honest truth to power kind of question, tell them how much you appreciate that they did it. It might lead to difficult conversations, it might lead to uncomfortableness, but the fact that they challenged the status quo to improve the organization, that needs to be recognized. Truth to power should be recognized. Look at each circumstance. Understand how that team member or colleague is best recognized. That's right, we have to get to know our people personally. Then do that, and do it often, and over again. Act like our team members matter. Not because your vision, mission, and purpose says you should, but because they do. And that will do it for another raw note-sized episode of Relationships at Work, the leadership guide to creating a workplace we love. As usual, I'm your host, Russel Lolacher. If you get a chance, go check out our YouTube channel. It's got my smiling face, the smiling face of our guests. Everybody likes to learn differently, so we've got the version of the podcast audio, transcriptions on the website, but we've also launched a YouTube channel where you can watch the hands flailing and all the facial expressions as I dig into one of these brilliant guests of ours about a topic that really matters to us in our leadership journey. Check it out. Relationships at Work on YouTube. Take care.